All right, Coach, first off, a resounding win on the road over one of the PBC's top teams in Flagler. Do you think that sends a message to the rest of the PBC of the talent level that your ladies bring to the table?
I don't know, but I think it shows our own team that we can compete with the best teams in this league if we play well. And I've told them that all year. I think if we play well on both ends of the floor, there's not a team in this league we can't compete against.
Well, how do you feel you did on both ends of the floor in general? Because you had girls like Nyla Allen putting on a fantastic performance, not only in the first quarter with a double-digit showing in those first 10 minutes, but through the rest of the game as well, off of the glass, only 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. How do you feel your team did from an individual standpoint and then, of course, working together?
Well, first of all, I thought Nala really came out and set the tone. She was aggressive offensively. I think at one point in time it was maybe 12-4, and Nala had all 12 points. So she was very aggressive offensively. But I think as a team we played fairly well offensively, shot a pretty good percentage, took good shots for the most part. And the key, I think, was we only turned it over 8 times, so that was all good. Defensively, we've still got a lot of improvement to do. Going back and looking at the film, I think we had a lot of breakdowns and some stuff we work on. We've just got to be better in our communications, how we handle ball screens, keeping the ball in front of us, those type of things. But overall, it was a good performance.
Coach, as you said just a couple of seconds ago, with your team being Coach, as you said just a couple of seconds ago, the win against Flagler proving to your team that they can compete with just about any team in the PBC. It's essentially a mirror image tomorrow going up against Lander, a similar team to what Flagler brings to the table. How much confidence do you think is going to play into tomorrow's game following up the other day's victory?
Well, I hope it will. I think consistency is a big thing. Consistency, night in and night out, 20 minutes to 20 minutes. You know, I thought we played a pretty decent job. I did a decent job down at Francis Mary the first 20 minutes. We were not very good in the second half. So I think that's going to be the key from game to game. Can we bring the same consistency? Obviously keeping the ball in front of us against them and not fouling them, and then matching up with Johnson inside, not fouling her. That and rebounding on the defensive end, and then on the offensive end is taking care of the basketball. I think we had 15, 16 turnovers down there. They're creating about 25 turnovers a game, so we did a decent job against their pressure. But we didn't capitalize in terms of finishing plays, missed some easy baskets down there. So we've got to be better offensively also.
So is that going to be the point of emphasis, you think, following up on your trip to South Carolina a couple of weeks ago to face that Lander team, is finishing up on offense and making the plays count?
Yeah, absolutely. I think finishing plays, being aggressive again offensively, trying to put them. They switch a lot of stuff, so take advantage of switches, take advantage of pressure by either getting the ball inside or driving the ball to the basket. We've got to get to the free throw line more. I think they shot 34 free throws down there, and Rashay Johnson shot 18 of them. You got to play her without fouling, make her score those type of things, particularly on the defensive end.
Well, you did an excellent job in that aspect against Tabitha Odabe for Flagler just the other day. Do you think your team's grown a lot in that aspect, and it should play out well for this game tomorrow?
She's a little different player, and unfortunately, we got her in foul trouble the first half. We got her 2 early fouls. Nala did a good job attacking her. We got 2 early fouls on her, but different player. Johnson's undersized in the post, but very quick, very long. So you've got to do a great job of moving your feet. Odabe, basically, you've got to make her shoot over you and not let her get the offensive rebound. And so we've got to do a good job of moving our feet and not fouling Johnson. And she provides a difficult matchup for everybody in the league.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Yep.
All right, Coach, fantastic blowout victory of Flagler just the other day. How did your team feel in the locker room following that one, knowing they've reasserted themselves as top dogs in the PBC?
Yeah, it was a good team effort. Guys shared the ball. Defensively, we weren't great in the first half guarding the ball, but we did a much better job in the second half defending them. I think we held them to below 30% shooting in the second half, and that kind of got our transition going, our offense. So overall, good road win.
In terms of the rebounding, it was a very slim margin, 42-40, I think, at the end of the day, in favor of your team. Do you think they'll be a little bit more aggressive when it comes time for Lander tomorrow?
I hope so. We part of that difference, when you give up penetration like we did in the first half, it breaks down your blockouts because they're getting to the paint, they're forcing guys to come over and help, and now you're not always in good rebounding position. So we shored that up a little bit in the second half, but we'll have to continue to hopefully improve in that area.
Now, how about your team staying focused to the message and to the fact that number one is the way to go? Because while this Lander team is bottom in the conference right now, they still have a lot of pretty talented players, and they gave you guys a run for your money when you guys traveled down there just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they had us down. I think it was 17-0,
17-0 at the start of the game. Yeah.
You know, they got one of the best guards in the league in Purdy, but they also got a lot of other guys that shoot the ball very well. Athletic front line. You know, it'll be a battle. We'll have to be ready to play.
In terms of individual players, Akia Pruitt, Tyrell Kirk both had fantastic games against Flagler. Talk about the progression from Tyrell Kirk, because he had back-to-back career highs, one at Francis Marion and then eclipsed it and took a new one at Flagler. How do you think he's been doing this?
He's really coming along, getting more and more confident all the time. Probably the most impressive stat with our young guards right now is in conference games. I think David Struthers first in assist turnover ratio, Tyrell Kirk second, and Micah's third. So to have three guys that are handling the ball like that is really important to our team. And we've never had that many guards that were that high up in the assist turnover ratio.
What do you think is going to be one of the biggest factors in the contest tomorrow? You said your team did a lot better in the second half defensive-wise against Flagler. Do you think some lockdown defense is going to be the key? Or
yeah, transition. They get out and run and attack very well. Trying to slow Purdy down. You know, he's not a guy that you necessarily shut down, but you try to make him work for it. And we'll give him different looks and try to do a good job, you know, controlling him and not letting him go crazy. But also doing a good job on their shooters. And then, you know, they mix it up defensively a little bit. They're playing a little bit more man-to-man defense this year, but they also mix up a couple different zones. So just making sure we're doing a good job getting quality shots.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.